Hello and welcome to today's session of Yoga for Strength and Vitality. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're well. I hope you're happy. When we watch the news these days, it's easy to get a little anxious, maybe discouraged and sad. And it's even more important in times like this that we take good care of ourselves. And we're doing it. We're practicing yoga, aiming to harmonize and balance body, mind, and inner self. There's a Buddhist saying, the one who is going down a raging river is not the one who can save others. Or as we hear when we fly on a plane, it's always advised to put your oxygen mask on first before you assist others. So it's important, especially in times that are a little more challenging, to take good care of ourselves. So with that in mind, let's do 5 full yoga breaths. Inhaling through the nose, with the exhalation slowly bending forward, and with the inhalation rising up, bone by bone, stacking bone on top of bone as we come up into a V, looking at a focal point as we balance on the toes and exhaling down. Always time the movement with your breath. You breathe faster, you need to move faster. And after the 5th one, coming onto the heels, palms at the chest, pranam or centering position, pausing for a moment. And let's look at our postures. Tadasana is called the mountain pose. So having the feet about hip width apart, lifting the toes up, fanning the toes out. And as you place them down, feel your weight is evenly placed on all 4 corners of your feet. Then cupping the belly and the lower back, you want to lift up the front, pushing down the lower back, adjusting the hips so that the tailbone doesn't stick out. And bringing the arms up, palms up, and bring the arms behind you. Maybe an inch, maybe 2 or 3. Notice your shoulder blades are coming closer together, and that straightens the upper back. And slowly bring the arms down to the side, turning the palms in when the pinkies touch. And last but not least, our head oftentimes sticks out, 2 fingers at the chin, gently pushing the chin back. Lengthening the spine with the head and neck. And now close your eyes in this posture. Make a mental note of your pose, Tadasana, the mountain pose. If it feels uncomfortable, make adjustments, but this is pretty close to the perfect pose. So you want to walk through life with a straight spine and squared shoulders. Good for your health, good for your outlook in life, and good for your spiritual development if you have a straight spine so that the energy can flow up more freely. Let's bring the feet closer together unless balance is an issue for the half moon pose. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up, left hand in front of the right, thumbs are locked, having the arms back by the ears. Stretching up on the toes, coming onto the heels with the exhale and bending sideways to your left. Elbows are slightly bent and you can use your left hand to make sure that upper arm is back by the ear. Strength and courage fill my body cells is the affirmation. And with the next inhalation coming up, let's do the other side right away. So switching hands, back hand forward or forward hand back. Another inhalation, reaching up onto the toes, coming down on the heels with an exhalation, sideways to your right. Strength and courage fill my body cells. Bend over sideways, just like in between 2 panes of glass. Releasing with an inhalation, coming up straight, stretching on the toes, reaching up. Exhaling onto the heels, arms down to the side, pausing with eyes closed. So bring the feet nice and wide. We'll start with a triangle sequence. In steps parallel to each other, arms up, palms forward with the inhalation, arching back. With the exhalation, bending forward, left hand to left leg. So you might be at your shin, at your knee, at your ankle, or at your foot. And then making sure that the torso and the head is in the center in between your feet. Looking up past your outstretched right hand with the palm forward towards the face. And relax the kneecaps, relaxing those thigh muscles. The affirmation for the triangle is touching the ground. I aspire heavenward. And let's cross over with your arm, left hand to right leg, bending your opposite arm behind your back and guiding your head towards the right knee. Gently releasing, bring the left hand on the floor, in between your feet, about a foot forward, both arms straight, right arm reaching up again, looking up past your outstretched hand. And with the inhalation, untwisting, stretching the arms out to the side, using the strength of your core to come up, arching back. Inhale, and let's move on to the other side right away. Right hand to right leg, centering your head in between your feet and looking up past your outstretched hand. And crossing over, right hand to left leg, bending the opposite arm behind your back, head to the knee. And bring the right hand on the floor in between your feet, about a foot forward, both arms straight, looking up again. And lowering the left hand as well, having your hands next to each other in between your feet, about a foot forward. Take a deep inhalation as you straighten your elbows, straighten your arms. And with the exhalation, bending your elbows, guiding your head closer to the floor, maybe even onto the floor. For the next inhalation, lifting your head, bring the hands to the waist, slowly coming up, arching back again, stepping your feet together, arms to the side, and back to Tadasana. Make sure the arms are by the outer seams of your pants. Close your eyes for a moment. Let's practice balance. One foot in front of the other, heel touching toes, aiming to make a straight line with both feet. You can have your hands out in your peripheral vision. That helps. Gazing at a focal point, most important in a balance pose, ideally at eye level or above. If you can, cross your forearms, placing the hands on the opposite shoulders. And let's do the other side. So bring the opposite foot forward. Heel touching toes, weight evenly placed on both feet. And releasing feet side by side. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath or two and try to connect with that inner place of balance. Perhaps visualize your straight, strong spine. And then opening the eyes, find your focal point for the tree pose. Weight onto the left leg, bringing your right foot up wherever you can, inside your lower leg, inside your upper leg, or on top of your thigh, whatever you can do comfortably. Have your hands out of your peripheral vision until you're balanced and still. Then bring the palms to the chest. I am calm, I am poised is the affirmation for the tree pose. Some of our poses have affirmations, and when you mentally repeat them while you hold the pose, it helps you to stay with the pose and it helps to keep other thoughts away. I am calm, I am poised. And I usually like variations, so bringing the arms out and up like a flying bird. Or inhaling, palms up, arms up by the ears. And as you reach up, pull your shoulders down, engaging the muscles of the shoulders, strengthening the muscles of the shoulders. If you like, you can bring your palms together or have the arms parallel to each other. I am calm, I am poised. And to come out, lower the palms to the chest. Lower your foot, pausing with your eyes closed. Let's move on to the other side. Weight onto the right foot, bringing your left foot up. And sometimes one side feels very different than the other. So that's pretty normal because we carry tension in different areas of our bodies. Sometimes we have previous injuries. Always make adjustments. In yoga, we say if you're straining, you're doing it wrong. So always go to the edge of your comfort zone and not beyond. For variation, of course, you can stay in the original pose if you like. Arms out for a flying bird pose. Bring the arms back behind you. Sternum is lifting. The upper back is straight. You may stay here or with an inhalation, palms up, bringing the arms up by the ears. Engaging the shoulders. Slowly releasing, palms to the chest, lowering your foot, pausing with eyes closed. It's important that we move into a pose with consciousness, hold it with stillness, and move out of the pose with consciousness. Let's also do an eagle pose, another balance pose. Weight onto the left leg, bending that left knee a little bit so that you can wrap your right foot around more easily. Lift arms on top of right, elbows bent, palms touching. Bring the elbows up just a couple of inches, increasing the stretch across the upper back and shoulders. Easing at that focal point. And the affirmation for the eagle is, in the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Untwisting the arms first, uncrossing your legs, pausing with eyes closed. For the other side, weight onto the right, everything on the other side. Now right arm on top. The elbows up to increase the stretch across the upper body. And untwisting the arms, uncrossing your legs, pausing with eyes closed. And let's step to the front of our mats. We'll do jackknife pose. So having the feet about hip width apart with the inhalation, lifting the arms up by the ears, stretching up on the toes, reaching up real high. And as you exhale, let's do a swan dive, bringing the palms down, the arms down from the side, lower slowly onto your heels and keeping the back straight as you lower down slowly. And it's just hang there in the jackknife. If you like, you can add a little bit of movement by swaying your hips from side to side. You can move your arms, you can hold onto your elbows or forearms, letting your head hang. The affirmation for this pose is, what in this world can hold me? Let's take a few deep inhalations and exhalations as we allow our back to stretch and release. Now reaching around the back, clasping your hands behind your back, lifting the arms up and guiding your torso closer to the legs. Slowly lower the arms onto your back, sliding the hands down your legs and place them next to your feet, separating your fingers nice and wide because we will put some weight onto hands and wrists here. Stepping back with the left foot and the right foot into downward dog. So keeping your knees softly bent at first. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Make sure the fingers are spread. And you can start pedaling your feet. By that, stretching your calf, stretching the area behind the knees, stretching the hamstring, slowly walking in place. Bending one knee, stretching the opposite heel down. And then stretching the chest towards the knees and straightening your legs as much as you comfortably can. All the while the hips are up high. Let's lift the right leg up, weight onto the left leg for three-legged dog pose. Lift it up high, bending your right knee and open the hip to the side. So lifting that knee, keeping the supporting limbs planted strongly on the floor. And lower your right foot next to the left and lifting your left leg up. And lower your left leg, holding the downward dog pose. And with the next inhalation, moving to high plank. So moving the torso forward. Keep your hands and feet in position or make adjustments if you need to. Now engaging the core muscles, navel to the spine, holding a high plank. It's a great strength pose, weight bearing, important to do very often to maintain healthy bones. Pulling your shoulders back. Take an inhalation in the plank. With the exhalation, pushing the hands into the mat, lifting the hips back up to downward dog. And I'll do that one more time. Next inhalation, high plank. So slowly straightening your body, pulling the shoulders back, navel to the spine. And as you exhale, lifting the hips up, back to downward dog. And lower the knees onto the mat. Tops of the feet on the mat. Your knees are about hip width apart. Pushing yourself back into child's pose. Let's do extended child's pose with arms in front of you, forehead on the mat. And lifting the hips up, placing the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We'll do cat-cow. So pushing the hands into the mat, rounding your spine. With the inhalation, sagging down and looking up. And 4 more times with your breath, exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, sagging down, moving the hips out and look up. And keeping your spine straight, straighten your right leg, lift it up, and your left arm. Lifting the legs up high, lifting your arm up by the ear. Focal point is on the mat, so your head is in line with your spine, looking down. And slowly lowering. And let's do the opposite side, opposite leg and opposite arm. And releasing, lowering knee, lowering the hand. Let's do cow again, rounding your spine like an angry cat. Sagging down, looking up. And with the next exhalation, rounding your spine, curling the toes under, moving back up to downward dog. Adjusting your stance, replacing your hands or your feet, whatever you need to do, holding the downward dog pose. And slowly walking your feet towards your hands, placing the palms together with the inhalation rising up bone by bone, palms to the chest, pausing with eyes closed. And we'll do a couple of warriors. So stepping to the front of the mat and have your hands at the waist. Look at the focal point as you step back with your right leg. We'll do warrior one. So take time to adjust. It's okay to have the back heel swivel down if this is what you prefer, or you can keep it up in the air like I do. Left knee is bent, making sure the knee stays above the heel or above the ankle. With the inhalation, bringing the arms up by the ears. Warrior one, a very strong pose. Moving into warrior two, so swivel the heel of the right foot down, maintain the lunge in the left, and bring the right arm back, left arm forward, looking past your outstretched left fingertips. Into warrior three. Warrior three is a balance pose. So cartwheeling the hands forward to your left foot, all the way onto the left, lifting your right leg behind you, and dorsiflex the foot on the right so that you're engaging more muscles. Left hand stays on the floor, right hand comes to the waist as you shift your focal point to the side. And if you can, lifting your arm up, straightening your supporting leg. This pose actually is called Ardha Chandrasana, the balancing half moon. And lowering your hand, lowering your foot. Have a bend in your knees, placing the palms together, rising up bone by bone. Pausing with hands at the chest, eyes closed, breathing deep. Warrior three, which I announced earlier, is a balance pose, another balance pose. Let's do that. Weight onto the left leg forward. You can bring the arms out to the side, leaning forward and lifting your right leg behind you, bending forward as much as you possibly can, lifting your leg behind you. You can have your arms out in flying bird position or palms at the chest, whatever you like to do. Focal point on the floor is very important. And to come out, standing up, setting your foot next to the other, breathing deeply, maybe double inhale, double exhale. And let's begin with warrior one on the other side. So stepping to the front of your mat, hands at the waist. Now stepping back with the left leg. And swivel the heel down, having the heel in the back up. Bending your right knee, making sure the knee stays above the heel, above the ankle. Back leg is as straight as you comfortably can bring it. Inhaling, arms up by the ears, warrior one. For warrior two, swivel the heel of the left foot down, bringing left arm back, right arm forward into warrior two, making sure that knee stays above the ankle, above the heel, arms parallel to the floor, looking past your outstretched right fingertips. Let's move into Ardha Chandrasana on this side as well, as we have done it this way on the other side before we do warrior three. So cartwheeling the hands down to your right foot. All the weights on the right. Right hand, right leg. Bring the left hand to the waist. Dorsiflex the upper foot, lifting that leg up. And if you can, raise your arm. Straighten your supporting leg. And slowly lower your hand, lower your foot. So bend in the knees, palms together as you rise up bone by bone, palms to the chest. Double inhale, double exhale. And for warrior three, the balance pose. You can bring the arms out, weight onto the right, lifting your left leg behind you, and slowly moving, bending forward. Looking at your focal point on the floor, slightly in front of you. Arm variation of your choice. You can do flying bird with the arms out to the side or palms at the chest. Perhaps having the arms alongside your body. And slowly standing up. Foot next to the other, palms at the chest. Breathing deeply. And let's do chair pose. You have a choice. You can do chair with your feet together, knees together, or have them hip width apart. I like to keep my ankles and my knees together because it kind of stabilizes the pose and holds it into place. With the inhalation, sweeping the arms forward and up as you bend your knees, sitting back, as if you're sitting in a chair that's way too far behind you. And lower an inch. And lowering another inch. And let's bring the left arm down alongside your lower leg and your right arm up. The left hand can be on the floor or the fingers touching the floor. Looking up past your outstretched hand. Moving on to the other side. Lower the right to the outside of the left leg. Bringing your left arm up. Your knees are still bent. And lower both hands. Sitting down and lying down, preparing for some simple inversions. So we're hugging the knees. You can guide the knees to the chest. Roll from side to side, massaging your back. So keep the knees bent, place the soles of your feet together. Having the right hand on the navel, the left hand on the heart. And just do some deep breathing. In this position, you can watch the breath rolling through your body as you deeply and slowly inhale and exhale. And bringing your knees together. Having your arms close to your body or maybe even tucked under the sides of your body for some simple inverted poses. Bring the knees to the chest and straighten your legs. Here you can rotate feet and ankles a few times if you like. Open and close your legs like scissors. And then holding your legs still with some momentum, bring your straight legs over your head, lifting your hips, supporting your hips with your hands into a simple inversion. The affirmation is awake, my sleeping power is awake. For a shoulder stand, of course, you can stay in this simple inversion as long as it's comfortable for you. But if you like to move into a shoulder stand, walking your hands up your back till your body is a straight line from your shoulders up. Lower the legs to a parallel plow. So try to bring your legs parallel to the floor. If you like, you can release your arms behind you, forearms and palms flat on the mat. Always be very careful with your back. Only do what works well today. For a full plow, if you like, you can touch the toes, the tops of the toes onto the floor above you. Your arms around your head, encircling your head like a halo, fingertips almost touching. If you like, move your closer, bending your knees by your ears. Bring your arms behind you, palm and forearms flat on the mat. Moving back to a plow or a parallel plow. And if you like to do an advanced shoulder stand, you can keep your arms in this position behind you, pushing the arms and hands into the mat. You also can clasp your hands behind your back. And with the next inhalation, lifting both legs simultaneously back into an advanced shoulder stand. Now to come out, you have a choice. You can bridge out,
one leg at a time, bending your knees, counterbalance with the other for a smooth and slow touchdown. Or you can bend both knees and allow your back to roll down bone by bone. Setting the feet down, keeping the knees up. Close your eyes for a moment, breathing deeply. And bring your knees about hip width apart, knees and feet. Lifting the hips up, reaching down, clasping your hands. And lifting one shoulder at a time, tucking your shoulder blades closer together into a bridge pose, lifting the hips up high. And releasing the bridge into a fish. So the arms are very likely still underneath you. Bring them closer together, hands next to each other or gently on top of each other. Straighten your legs. Legs stay relaxed as you arch the upper body onto your elbows, lifting the upper body, and then allowing your head to rest back. Most of the weight is still on the elbows. There's barely any weight on the head. Chest is arched and open for deep breathing. And if you like a strength variation here, you can lift your legs about 45 degrees, staying in the fish. And slowly, with a controlled movement, lowering your legs. Make sure all the weight's on the elbows before you let your back and your head rest down. And let's bring the knees to the chest, arms out to the side, palms down, out from the shoulders. Take a deep inhalation. With the exhalation, lower both knees down the left side. Try to keep the knees together with the inhalation, bring them up to the center, and exhale to the other side. A couple more times, inhaling up and exhaling down. And then coming to the center, setting the feet down, keeping the knees bent. We'll do threading the needle or figure four pose. The right ankle on top of the left knee or thigh, reaching down with your right hand in between your legs, left hand on the outside, holding onto your knee. So if you can comfortably reach the knee, bring your hands up to the kneecap. And if there's too much tension, just hold on behind the thigh. The idea is to guide your folded legs closer to your torso. Try to keep the shoulders on the mat. Eyes closed, breathing deeply. There usually is hip tension, so take a lot of deep inhalations and exhalations in order to melt this tension away. And let's release this side and move on to the opposite side right away. Left ankle on top of right thigh. And release the uncrossing your legs, hugging your knees, rolling a few times vigorously from tailbone to the head, massaging your spine. And then sitting up, coming to a seated position. Let's have the legs in front of us. Dorsiflex the feet, hands next to the hips, Dandasana, the stick pose. So the leg muscles are engaged because you dorsiflex the feet, the toes are up. Separate your fingers, putting some weight onto your hands and wrists as if lifting the sit bones off the mat. And maybe you'll do a little bit. Gazing straight ahead. What it looks like when not doing anything, the whole body is working. And relax. Keeping your right leg out, bring your left leg in so the left foot is inside the right thigh for head to the knee pose. Hands resting on your right thigh with the inhalation, lifting your spine with the exhalation, sliding forward to your point of comfort. You don't have to be at your foot if it's not easy to reach. Just make sure that both hands are at equal distance to your foot. And releasing the pose by sliding back up on the inhalation, pausing for a moment, eyes closed. And switching sides, opposite leg out, opposite leg in. Hands on the thigh with the inhalation lifting, with the exhalation sliding forward. And as you inhale, releasing the side as well, pausing for a moment, hands on the thigh, eyes closed. For balanced V pose, bringing the knees up, gazing at a focal point in the distance at eye level or above, leaning back, bouncing on the tailbone, lifting your lower legs. And you can hold onto your feet or to the big toes, which in yoga is a mudra, 2 fingers around the big toe, cap it with a thumb. It's called an energy lock or a mudra. While you gaze at your focal point, try to straighten your legs, then pull the shoulders back, making sure the back is straight and opening your feet. Let's bring the feet together slowly and keep your legs up. Lower the lower legs parallel to the floor, releasing your hands and arms. The arms are straight next to your lower legs. We move into boat pose by straightening your legs, leaning back. It's a very strong pose. Holding the boat, aiming to have the feet at the height of your head. And slowly sitting up, pausing with hands on the thighs, eyes closed for a moment. We'll conclude the postures with an inclined plane, bringing your left arm back and your right arm back,
And you have a choice. You can have your fingers towards you if you need to. That's better for your wrists and arms. Or away from you, you can also make fists with your hands or do the whole pose on your forearms. It's a weight-bearing pose. So another one, very important to do, just like the plank. It's like an upside-down plank. Coming up, lifting the hips up, try to guide the soles of your feet onto the floor, and if comfortable, letting your head rest back. Slowly lowering down. Let's move into the side plank onto the right hand, stacking one foot on top of the other, using the left hand to come up into position. Then bring the left hand to the waist until your body's in a straight line and balanced, and lifting your arm if you can. There's a variation you can do. You can have the lower knee on the mat if that helps. With the inhalation, reaching up a little higher. With the exhalation, bring that arm close to the ear for a straight line from your leg into your torso, into your arm. And slowly coming out of this side, moving to the opposite side. Take your time, always take your time to move into a pose, to adjust. Inhaling, reaching up a little higher. With the exhalation, bring that arm close to the ear. And slowly lowering down. Now it's time for a deep relaxation. So if there's another movement you like to do, please do. Or lying on your back, getting comfortable for deep relaxation. Legs are straight and relaxed. Feet are 20, 25, 30 inches apart, whatever feels right to you. Arms by your side, relaxed, palms up. And if you like, you can lift your legs an inch or 2 or 3 off the floor and let it just plop down. Do the same with your arms, making fists with the hands, lift them up and let them fall down. Can curl your head up, chin to the chest, lengthening your spine, stretching your spine with your head and neck. And also push the elbows and upper arms into the floor, into the mat, lifting the chest, tucking the shoulder blades a little closer together. And then relax. With closed eyes, focus on your breathing. Deeply inhale and exhale through the nose. A well-deserved savasana is part of balancing body, mind, and inner self. Let's begin by seeing, feeling, or imagining the soft, white, mist-like light entering your room. It moves towards you and gently surrounds your beautiful physical form. The light lifts you up and it feels like floating on a cloud. Invite this light to enter the toes of your left foot, toe by toe. Feeling arch, heel, ankle, left lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Your left leg is completely relaxed. Now guide this light into the toes of your right foot, toe by toe. Feeling arch, heel, ankle, right lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs are completely relaxed. Now guide this healing light into your torso, entering your abdomen, your stomach, your chest. Allow it to move deeper inside, touching your internal organs with healing light. Moving out, expanding, filling your whole chest with healing white light. Now guiding this light into your neck and throat, like a wave flowing into your face, relaxing your jaw, filling mouth and lips, your cheeks, your nose, enters your ears, touches your temples, moves into your eyes and into your forehead. This peaceful light moves inside your head, inside your brain, melting away thoughts and feelings. It leaves your body through your head once more, surrounding you, expanding out and filling your room with your peace. Expanding out further and leaving you. Your peaceful light of consciousness moves through the city, over houses and trees, over oceans, mountains and continents, into space, to infinity, keeping you completely relaxed and completely in peace. Enjoy this peace. Enjoy. Gently prepare to guide your consciousness back. Bring it back over houses and trees, back into your room, back into your physical form. Energy and consciousness enters your head, fills your brain, moves down into your face, feel it behind your eyes. Moves down your neck and throat, into your shoulders, arms, hands and fingers. Vitalized energy and consciousness fills your torso from your chest, down into your stomach, all the way down to the hips, thighs, lower legs, feet and toes. Moving fingers and moving toes. Wiggling fingers and wiggling toes. Let's bring the arms out and up. Double inhale, stretching up high. Double exhale, lower down. So it's one more time. Double inhale, tense. And double exhale, relax. You can roll onto your favorite side. Just lie there for a brief moment longer. Knees bent, your head on your elbows like a pillow. And then slowly but surely coming to a seated position. And sitting cross-legged if that works for you. Let's bring the arms out and up, stretching up high. We're moving to a twist. Left hand right behind you on the floor. Opposite hand to the opposite knee. Looking over your shoulder, looking back. And releasing to the center. Let's inhale up again, reaching up high. And the opposite hand to the opposite knee. The hand behind you should be close to the body so that the spine is straight from the hips up. And releasing to the center. Let's do some circles with the torso from a cross-legged position. We call them Sufi circles. Moving the way your body wants to move. Sometimes it's slow and barely. Sometimes it's faster and full range of motion. Opposite direction. And let's bring the palms to the chest, pranam, our centering position. Thank you for joining us today. I wish you a wonderful rest of the day or rest of the week, and look forward to being with you again next week. Namaste. My soul bows to your soul.